Yeah, I think that we feel like we experienced probably 2 to 3 years of growth in 18 months. And so you couldn't probably responsibly plan for a pandemic or the amount of capacity that's needed. Just to give you an idea, John, we spent the first 24 or 25 years of Amazon building a very broad fulfillment center network. And over the last 18 months to 2 years, we've had to double that footprint. So it brought on unprecedented demand. I think that there were plenty of things in the process that we know we could do better, but I think the way that we were able to help so many people get the PPE they needed, the food they needed, the items they needed, both to function as well as to stay sane during the pandemic when we were all at home. And on the AWS side, just the ability to allow companies and governments to have business continuity, I think it was pretty remarkable, and we're really proud of how we tried to help during the pandemic.
Yeah. Another part of the pandemic, I think around 18-ish months before it hit us, at least in the U.S., Amazon announced HQ2, right? Physical space, Virginia, build out. Now, in the world of work that we're in, where there's more remote, there's more hybrid, if you were doing it all over again, in a sense, I guess you're doing everything all over again every day, do you have to change the HQ2 plan? Do you need an HQ2 in the same sense that you might have thought you needed one 2 years ago?
It's a great question. I think so much is undetermined now as we start to have people come back to physical offices, and I think all of us are trying to sort out what that's going to look like. I think that people will have much more flexibility than they had in the past. They will work from more places and locations than they did in the past. It remains to be seen whether people are really back most of the days of the week or not. I think a lot of it will relate to the function that you perform. There are certain jobs where you can just as easily, in some cases more effectively, work remotely. If you take an engineer, for example, when they get into the mode of coding, being on their own where they're not distracted or interrupted is very helpful. And there are other jobs where you really need to be with the team physically to collaborate and invent and build together. And so I think we're sorting all that out like everybody else. I don't think we regret in any way, shape, or fashion having HQ2 in Arlington. I think we believe that the future, while it may be more hybrid, that we're gonna often have people in the office together, and we're gonna want people to gather together. And we wanted to have our teams in a more distributed fashion than we were before. And Arlington has been a terrific partner for us. We've hired many thousands of people on our way to 25,000 in the next few years. And I think that's a great partnership, and we're really excited about it.
Do you have to rethink economic impact? Because that's calculated based on assumptions about people being in offices and going down for lunch and small businesses getting that kind of an impact where there's probably still an impact, but maybe people are at home and ordering in. Are there ways, and you got Amazon Go stores too and are probably thinking about where to put them, are there ways that this is causing you to rethink not only the kind of promises and obligations to a local government under different cultural circumstances pre-pandemic, but also how you do your own physical retail locations?
I think that we're like everybody, we're trying to figure out what the changes will actually be. We have belief that we're going to have a lot of people in the offices, and as I said, I don't know if it'll be every day, but I think people will be in a meaningful amount over time as they get more comfortable coming back to work. And so, we generate a lot of jobs in the various cities in which we live, and we also, I think over the last few years, have invested a lot more in being a good neighbor and giving back to the community. And I think we're off to a good start with our partnership with Arlington, and I expect that to continue.